Hey y'all, we in the building. This week inside the New York Knicks, episode 9 of the 2024-25 season. And of course, we'll be talking about all the events that took place between the 23rd and the 29th. Hopefully you guys had a Merry Christmas. As you guys know, we spent some time during the Christmas week. You know, we had multiple shows. Actually, we had 3 shows. So salute to everybody who was rocking out with those shows last week. And man, we got an action-packed show today, man. I got some topics, man. We got the featured topic for today's show is we're gonna be talking about the 3 Knicks All-Stars. We're gonna be talking about Karl Anthony Towns and his current foul issues. Oh boy, hopefully that doesn't really, become an issue, like where it gets to the point where it's affecting the team and their ability to get wins. We'll talk about the games, Wizards, Spurs, maybe a little Magic. Just some of the games I'm gonna touch on briefly. Of course, we'll get into the power rankings, word on the street, and more. And of course, we got the Knick of the week as well. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that checks out the Knicks of the weeks. Little drum roll there. So those are the topics we're gonna be discussing today. I definitely will let you guys know what the upcoming programming is. Of course, we got the Knicks call up once again this Friday at 10:45 p.m. Hopefully, you guys can be there. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We did it Thursday last time, but now we're changing it to Friday this week. So, hopefully you guys will be there. This week was one of the best weeks we've seen the Knicks have. Probably, I would say, since we've been doing the podcast, this is the best stretch of games that we've had. Of course, we went 4-0 with wins against Toronto, San Antonio, Orlando, and Washington. So, round of applause for the guys, man. Salute. The Knicks, they did their thing this week. Really tapping into this identity of crushing the below 500 teams. That's always going to be the key to success, and I'm happy to see these guys get it done. So as you guys come in and you watch the pod, definitely hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed. You're now rocking with the most popular Knicks YouTube channel on the net. And look, I'm not gonna make you guys wait too much longer because we got a game. So I'm going to jump right straight into research mode, and we're going to get it popping like this. So if you guys don't know, your first time here, we actually have a blog associated with this podcast. It's called thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, right? And this podcast, of course, is called This Week Inside the Knicks as well. So in order to see all the notes and all the things that we talk about, and basically this is like your cheat sheet as a Knicks fan to keep up with everything that's going on each week. Right, so you literally can track the entire regular season from this blog by going to each week and seeing what the hot topics was. So like I said here, everything is laid out for you. Of course, we have the 4-0 stretch, one of the best stretches of the season, probably the best stretch of the season. We hadn't had too many stretches where we had 4 games in a row. So I think this is the second time we had 4 games in a week. Could be off with that. But either way, we went 4-0. That's the first time we definitely did that. So I want to kick this podcast off by, giving an RIP to Greg Gumbel. Salute to Greg Gumbel, man. This brother right here, definitely a legend. If you're not sure who Greg Gumbel is, I mean, if you go back long enough, you've heard this man's voice. Definitely an iconic figure in terms of sports media, and he was an anchor. He's broadcasting the whole nine. This man is a legend. He also worked with the Knicks back in, I think, the 80s, I think. So, yeah, salute to Greg Gumbel, man. This guy, forever a legend. And, we got to salute all the great ones that passed away, man. Definitely big time RIP to Greg Gumbel and his family. I wish you guys condolences. Like I said, I'm going to be moving a little fast. Also, I want to say RIP to Charles Dolan. James Dolan father also passed away over the weekend. I believe the family was all around, and he passed away peacefully around his family. And of course, it's due to natural causes. Charles Dolan was 98 years old, so he was the figure that helped, that launched the whole Dolan family, of course, by purchasing MSG, getting into the Knicks business, and et cetera, et cetera. But this article here, as you could get it from the blog, sort of breaks down his story. Once again, RIP. To James Dolan, I'm sorry, to Charles Dolan, and my condolences to James Dolan and all the rest of the family, for sure. So sorry to start the podcast off so sad, but No, he did not. No, he recently died. Yeah, I mean, because he's in his older age, so we hadn't seen him around. Salute to you, JP NYC. Salute to you. No, he just recently passed away. So, he just, like I said, old age. He retired. He was just chilling, hanging around, doing what he do behind the scenes, as you're supposed to do when you get older. So, just wanted to just give some RIPs to start the pod. I'm gonna be moving a little fast because we got the game in like an hour. So my job is to take you up into the game. Okay. And also to bring it back to a lighter side, I want to give a big time salute to big man coach Mark Bryant, the assistant coach on the Knicks. He was honored yesterday by Seton Hall, right? And basically it was a program that he was a part of while he played for PJ Carlesimo back in the 1980s. So salute to Mark Bryant, for getting honored by his old school, his alma mater. Let me see. Also, some more Christmas stuff. Just some good news, since we had to give some condolences out. The Knicks players definitely embraced the Christmas spirit by giving back. And this article shares some of the things that they did. Our captain, salute to the captain, New York City salute. He took some members from the Garden of Dreams Foundation, and he took them to Target on a shopping spree, man. Salute to him, man. Karl-Anthony Towns took a more personal approach, adopting a family for the holidays. He brought them to the Knicks December 23rd matchup against the Toronto Raptors, fulfilled their holiday wish list, and made a financial contribution to ease their burdens during the season. So definitely, man, I got to give a big time New York City salute to the Knicks for what they did. And you can check out this article to see exactly what the Knicks did for the holidays. All these articles that I'm talking about, once again, can be found on thisweekinsidetheknicks.com, which is the website that's listed below as you can see right next to me on the screen. So definitely check it out. As far as, let's see, I'm gonna jump into some hot topics. So before I get into some game, no, you know what? I'm gonna jump into the game stuff. You know what? I'm definitely going to jump into the game stuff. So recently we had a game against the Wizards. Of course, we played them again tonight. I didn't get a chance to do no write-ups, no game reviews. Typically after each game, I do a game review. I also do, shorts. I normally post on TikTok and IG. Sometimes I also do it on YouTube. But I breaking down the game. But this game, I completely underestimated the Wizards. I didn't think that they would be a challenge, even though they have been giving guys a tough run prior to playing us, right? They've been playing teams tough. So I'm sorry I didn't give them their props. They definitely came and showed out. And of course, they did this without Poole and without Kuzma. I think Kuzma is going to play tonight because I didn't see him on the injury report. Poole is questionable for tonight's game. But these are the things that happen during the season. I don't care about blowing teams out. Like a lot of people read too much into, oh yeah, you got to dominate these teams by blowing these teams out. Listen, these guys are all professional players. You're not just going to run through teams, right? So some nights you're going to have dogfights against guys that if the casual fans and even some hardcore fans never heard of, right? But at the same time, you have to find and do what it takes to win. That's why I'm going to give a big time salute, right? A New York City salute to the captain, Jalen Brunson. 55 points, 9 assists on 31 shots and 16 free throws made, man. Yo, Jalen Brunson was hooping. And this is what I always said. I want to see last year's Brunson. Last year's Brunson's a guy that took over the game, right? Wasn't looking to pass much, was an assassin out there to get his buckets. And sometimes we need this from Brunson to get the job done. Most nights you're not going to need Brunson to get 55, even 30 points. Some nights it's going to be 20 and 9, right? Some nights it's going to be 35 and 7. At the end of the day, the captain, he is our captain, whether or not Towns or whoever you think is the number one player on the team. I don't think none of that matters, right? I think the bottom line of the scenario is that, Jalen Brunson is going to do whatever it takes for us to get the job done. Let me jump into some of the scores, some of the box score stuff with this game. Like I said, this game was one of the weirdest games in the world. One of the stats, if you guys watched the Knicks in 10 show I did last Friday, one of the stats that I told you guys to look out for actually didn't really play much of a role in this game, but it was total rebounds, right? So I said, hey, the Knicks are 19-1 when they dominate the rebounding advantage, or 20-1. Sorry, they were 20-1 when they dominate the rebounding on the glass, right? And so when we look at these stats, if you notice, the Knicks had 43 rebounds, right? And the Wizards had 44. Granted, there's only a 1 rebound difference. But this is an anomaly on the season because now the Knicks, because we didn't, win the rebounding battle, but we won the game. We actually meant to get our second win of the season, right? So now we're 2-8 when we don't dominate the glass. This game is a complete anomaly, right? Like I said, it just completely goes against the numbers and what we had for this team, what we've been tracking for this team. However, they did, I think, they still came short of the 30 assists, right? So, the Knicks underperforming, not playing to standard, but still getting the win. Only thing that was up to standard was the fact that they was hitting shots, not 3-point shots, right? They did get 43s up. And then the free throw line, we also talked about this in the Knicks and 10 show. By the way, go check out that Knicks and 10 show. It was a really deep show, informative show. I broke down all the numbers, all the key stats to watch for this team this season. And one of the things we said, the Knicks average around 20 free throws a game or just under 20 free throws a game. I said if they can get it up to 25, I think that'd be a magical mark, but also with efficiency too, because the Knicks are third ranked. Where they were third ranked coming into the game at 80%. I'm pretty sure the 92% help boost their free throw percentage. But if they can get up to 25, 26 shot free throws a night, yeah, this Knicks team is going to be even more dangerous. It's just crazy that it took this to beat the Wizards, right? I mean, this kid Champagnie was just basically torching us. 13 or 15 from the field. So tonight, what I want to see from the Knicks is not a blowout. I don't care if we blow them out. What I want to see is I need to see Justin Champagnie shut down, right? I don't need to see, and let me get the scores up a little bit so you can see it above my head. So yeah, it's above my head. But I need to see Justin Champagnie shut down, right? I don't need Justin Champagnie out there killing us, right? Brogdon he's a veteran. He's going to play hard. Though he didn't have the greatest shooting performances, he did shoot about 40% from 3. But, and Coulibaly, we got to set an example. We can't allow these kids to be this comfortable going up against us, right? And Carrington is nice too, Carlton Carrington. But, and Keyshawn George too, who was a guy who was supposed to be picked by us, but we actually traded the pick to the Wizards and the Wizards wanted Keyshawn George. And I feel like Keyshawn George has a vendetta every time he goes up against us. The Washington Wizards, because they were injured, they only played 8 guys. It was like they was in the Nick row. Like, this game was so eerie, right? I mean, I did no preparation. I did no prep to watch Washington at all because I just automatically assumed it was a blowout, and that was a big mistake. But, yeah, I just think the Knicks need to tighten up, and I think they will, and I think they should get the wins. Another thing, too, about this game, tired legs going into the game never helps. Right. That's, you traveling from Orlando and now you got to take a flight to Washington, a place that they probably don't. Well, Josh Hart, salute to Josh Hart. He's from there. But outside of Josh Hart, I don't think nobody else wants to go to Washington. But at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do and got the job done. I also like that we got to see the 9-man rotation. I'm going to talk about Shamidan more in a second. Let me see. Crimes Dad said Knicks retired. Today they should show up. Yeah, I think Crimes Dad, even if they don't get the biggest win, right? I do think that getting the win is just important. But shut down this kid. I don't want to see these kids going. Champagnie I don't want to see this 31 points. That I don't want to see again. Everything else is cool, but as long as we get the win and shut Champagnie down. How are we shutting Champagnie down with a drop coverage defense? And the guys with no legs. Well, PD, hopefully they should have their legs now. Like, that's really what the goal is. Hopefully they should have their legs now. And I think that they will. Let me see if there's any other articles I want to tap in. I'm moving a little fast because we got the game, in about 45 minutes. So I'm gonna take you guys up until the game. So definitely hit the like button and stick around. I got a whole lot of topics to go through. Of course, I'm not going to get through all of these topics, but if you want to read all the rest of the topics, feel free to go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. Josh Hart says that's why he's the captain and talking about Jalen Brunson's performance. Yeah, Jalen Brunson. And then going to OT, that was also crazy too. I mean, but it is what it is. Precious Achua had a nice dunk too. I can show the image. You see that? That was a nice dunk. Salute to Precious Achua. I would play the video, but I'm not trying to get flagged. But yeah, Precious Achua, he definitely had a nice dunk. I like that Precious is looking good. I think he's going to be a very important player for us. And I just want to see these guys continue to develop. Landry Shamet, he had a nice showing. I'm gonna get to Shamet in a second. I think that's all I want to talk about with this game. I'm gonna move to some more topics, and then I'm gonna go to the other game. And by the way, if you just joined the show, this is This Week Inside the Knicks 2024-25 edition, episode 9, and we're covering a lot of topics between the 23rd to the 29th. So all the topics you see to the right of the screen, we're getting ready to cover. We just talked about the Wizards game. I do want to talk about some other topics that I want to get into before I move forward with the broadcast. I'm gonna go up to the hot topics now. Some of the hot topics I want to talk about. I'm gonna start with Karl Anthony Towns, because that's also on the screen right here. You see Towns fouls. I'm hoping that this won't be an issue going forward, because I'm noticing a new trend with Karl Anthony Towns, and that is he's getting in some serious foul trouble. You know what? What I'll do, I'll go to Basketball Reference. I'll go to Basketball Reference and we could pull it up real quickly, because prior to this last little stretch of games where Towns was getting into foul trouble, he's only had 2 games where he had like over 4 fouls, right? And anytime you get 4 fouls by the third quarter, that's typically trouble. But I'm gonna go to his game log so we can actually see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, no cap, no filters, right? And then I'm gonna scroll down so we can look at his recent games. Okay, so right here is fouls. So this is his recent game. Let me see if I could get the highlight. I never know how to work this Basketball Reference stuff out. Okay, cool. All right, so bet. So this is fouls. Okay, now in his last couple of games, right, the Wizards game, he only had 3. He had 4 fouls in the Orlando game. He had 5 fouls in the Spurs game. He fouled out in Toronto. 5 fouls against the Pelicans. 2 fouls against Minnesota. That was personal. That was definitely personal. And Rudy Gobert, they didn't feature him much in the offense, right? 4 fouls against Orlando. 6 fouls fouled out against Atlanta, though he did have 19 and 19, right? So recently, up until Atlanta, this last little stretch, he's been fouling a little bit more than we're accustomed to, because if you look at above Atlanta, right, you can see 3, 4, 4, 1, 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 1, 5. See, 1, 5, and then 2, 5. A couple of games where he had fouls, but it wasn't like to the detriment. And by the way, these games, I'm not even counting these early games, because this is when those guys was just getting acclimated. But Towns and his fouls, I think it's something to be a little concerned about, and especially because a lot of those fouls are offensive fouls. Defensive fouls I never really care about, because that means you're trying to get a stop going hard. But it's the offensive fouls that it really bothers me, right? Because Towns just got it going, like against Wemby, right? How many of you guys remember the Christmas Day game? And I'm gonna try to touch on that a little bit, but he was rolling, like he started getting rolling, but then he picks up a foul, and now he's in crazy foul trouble. So yeah, there might be something to look at here. Let me see if I got any quotes from these articles. There's good aggressive fouls, and there's fouls that's obviously cheap that you have to clean up, Tom Thibodeau said. I think that it's important for him to understand the difference between the two and how it's being called. That's a fact, but I think that's more so on the defensive end. Like my issue with Towns realistically is offensive fouls, right? Whether he's posting, whether he's setting a screen, right? I mean, these are that right there. We need to really curtail that. And I think part of it might be some habits. I remember early back in a while ago, a Wolves fan said, well, yeah, you're going to love Karl Anthony Towns until he starts getting in crazy foul trouble and fouls out when you need him. And I'm not saying he's been fouling out like that, because I think he only fouled out twice. But at the same time, you starting to see him get some fouls, and now he has to come out the game. And his plus minus was pretty solid. I think it was 8s across the board when we did the Knicks in 10 show. And so that means you need that production on the floor. So to everybody that just joined, let me see what's up in the chat. What do you guys think? Don't talk Precious with PD here. Oh, he don't like Precious. Well, yeah. Let me see. MB. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna ignore MB. Salute the coach in the building. Coach, man, how's it going, man? I didn't get I forgot to post this in the Discord server. Hopefully you got my family in the Knicks Tape Madness Discord server gets here. Sorry I didn't get a chance to share it, man, but I'm moving a little quick because we got the game. So I'm gonna take you guys right up until the game, all right? So you guys are in the right place. I'm gonna move forward. That's Towns. I'm hopeful that he can shape up with that. I'm not gonna, make it a bigger deal than it has to be. I'm just saying in recent times, I'm starting to note that during key stretches, he's not on the floor because he's in foul trouble. So that's the Towns bit. Let me get into Shamet. All right, so Landry Shamet. Now, Landry Shamet's back. New York City salute to Landry Shamet. He's actually in the rotation. The rotation has gone from an 8-man rotation to a 9-man rotation. I'm happy with that. I'm tired of the 8-man rotation. Like, I do think that while, we've been so lucky, I'm not trying to put out no bad energy, no bad juju, but, we're lucky that we didn't have any real injury issues. You're playing these guys so many minutes, there's a lot of wear and tear, especially OG Anunoby and Towns. Mikal Bridges, I'm not really concerned about because he's been the Iron Man, but OG Anunoby doesn't need to be played 40 minutes, right? Even Towns. I don't want to play Towns. Those two guys, I wouldn't risk it. Josh Hart can handle it, right? Mikal can handle it. Even Brunson at times can handle it. But I'm hopeful now that Shamet is back, he's going to, eliminate the 40-minute games. Matter of fact, just to be clear, let me let's look at some of these games too. Why not? Let's see if I can. Hold on. All right. Let's look at some of these games. So, no, Shamet didn't play this game. Hold on. I forgot. He only played one game. So it's not games. It'll be just the one game. Let me go back to ESPN real quick. I want to look at the minutes they played the last game, right? Because Shamet only played one game. He wasn't here for 2. Or was he here also for the other game? Hold on. I'm going to tell you right now. No, but I can't even look at that game because they went to overtime. Never mind. Never mind. Scrap that. Yeah, I forgot they went to overtime. So yeah, people playing 40 minutes. But let's look. By the time next podcast, we'll look to see what the minutes is like because it's a short sample size right now, and we did go to overtime. But I don't want to see these guys playing 40 minutes no more. I just don't think it's necessary. Now, the one thing I'm gonna say is this, and I don't want to be a stickler. Salute to Shamet. He did have a good outing his first game, but I'm gonna say this. I don't like the small guards. Not to say that, Shamet technically is a small guard. He's 6'4". I don't like an overabundance of 6'4" and under guards in the lineup, right? I don't like the 3, 6'4", 6'3". I don't like it. I'm going to keep it real. I wish, Shamet was like 3 inches taller because we need that 6'7", 6'8", it'll be nice to see that. It'd be nice to see that. But what do you guys think about Shamet? I do like that the rotation is expanded. And he seems to be getting solid minutes. But the question remains, and we talked about this on the first Knicks call-up. I said, will Campaign lose minutes in the rotation? I guess that remains to be seen. Hold on, I think I got another Shamet article here too. Hot topics. Scroll up. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is talking about the debut. Okay, so he did play against Toronto. Hold on. He did play against Toronto. Let me look at the. Let me see. Let me look at the minutes. This was the Spurs game. Hold on. They say he played against Toronto. I just want to look at the minutes right quick. Because I need to see what the minutes looks like with Shamet out. I think Campaign got less minutes too. Oh no, but he didn't really play though. He played, but he didn't play. So his first real game, I think, was the Wizard game. So we don't got no sample size. So we'll wait on that. Anyway, he made his debut. Not really to write home about. I'm just gonna skip this article because he didn't really play much. But the first game where he actually was in the rotation, he shot well. Let me move forward. That's Shaman. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it'll be enough with the 6'4" guys? Like I said, what happens also when Mitch comes back? Here's another, before I move on, here's another quagmire, right? When Mitch comes back, someone has to sit. I know, you know, Tibbs is not expanding the rotation to 10, though there could be some benefit in doing that, but Tibbs is not going to play 10 guys. I honestly think that campaign will be sitting. I think it will be Shamit, Deuce, Precious, and Mitch. I like that because it's a little bit more size out there. I don't like the small guards everywhere. OKC does it, but yeah, those guys all defend at a high level. I don't like it, but let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna jump into this next topic real quickly. Oh man, more controversy. It's been some not really controversy for the Knicks side, but it has some controversy in this next topic I'm gonna talk about. So the next topic I'm gonna talk about is this whole family donation thing. How many of you guys heard about Mayor Eric Adams? You know, he's been under some fire. And Mayor Eric Adams Legal Defense Trust returned 7 of the 8 contributions from Madison Square Garden Kingpin. I don't know why they got to put Kingpin. James Dolan family business within days of receiving them. New records reveal a move that put increased strain on an already cash-strapped fund. The records don't spell out why the trust didn't give back all the Dolan donations, which raised ethic concerns this year due to the billionaire MSG's owner extensive business interests before the Adams administration. So there's some controversies with Eric Adams, right? He was supposed to give back this money, but he didn't give back all of the money. And they're saying the man is struggling for some bread. I don't know what this is about, but I don't like the fact that they call Dolan the kingpin. Like, why, what are you trying to insinuate? Typically, when you say kingpin, that means that you're complicit to some sort of like racketeering or something like that. I don't like that. Let me see. This is also, I think this is, let me see. Okay. So the records show that Adams did not return the money, right? That was given on July 15th by one of Dolan's other adult sons, Aiden, who is like his brother, is an executive of his father's MSG Entertainment Company. Adams' re-election campaign, which is also facing money-related problems, hasn't returned any of the money. Okay. So they're saying that the money was given by the son. All right. What do you guys think about that? I don't like that they call him a kingpin. I don't like that. Why you gotta call him a kingpin? Let me see. So another quote. It's the same quote. All right. I'm off this Adam stuff. Let me see what you guys talking about in the chat. By the way, salute to you. Knicks will be champs. 25-26. The best Nick YouTube name on the net. What's good to you? Let me see. Just saying what's up. Salute. Shamit stinks since he came into the league. I disagree with that, Eric. Eric, what's up with you, man? Listen, you ain't got no Philadelphia channels to go to. I mean, I appreciate the views. And I like a little bit of the trolling, but I'm just saying, man, like, you know, why are you here? You're not a Knicks fan. Let me see. I feel bad calling BS on Precious Achua. He's been good crap. Oh my God. Yo, PD, what's up, man? What's the problem? What do you don't like about Precious Achua? He's 6'9". He has a little, I'm not gonna say he's a superior athlete, but he has some athleticism to him. You've seen him getting posted dunks. He put guys on bodies. He is a live threat. He can set the screen. He can play in the dunker spot. He can dive, or I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? Yeah, and Knicks will be chance. I agree. Media has it in for Dolan. Well, that's why we got new media. I don't have it in for Dolan. As long as he doesn't do nothing to affect the Knicks, I'm good. You know, I just don't understand why he's a kingpin like he did something. That's kind of crazy to me. Let me see. Matt Ryan is back with the team. Some of you guys didn't know this. I remember coach was like, wait, Matt Ryan, why he's on the bench? That's because they waived Boo Buie, right? Salute to Boo Buie. I think he might be back with the G League team too. But anyway, They brought Matt Ryan back. So they pretty much did a swap. Like they signed, all right, so they got rid of Ryan to sign Shamet. Then they got rid of Boo Buie to bring back Matt Ryan. So listen, it's all technical maneuvers. Matter of fact, since we're on this topic, let's see if I can find, how much money Shamet makes. Cause I never looked that up. Let's see if I can get that right quick. It should be there. Cause it's been a while and I said that we was going to check back. I never did it. Let me see. New York Knicks sports track. Let's look at the salary cap table. Got all types of alarms going off. All right, let's look. Let's see what they're talking about. So Landry Shamet. Oh, 1.3 million, y'all. $1.3 million for Shamet. I told you I was going to be around that 1.5. But they managed to get it in for 1.3. Okay. And you see the dead money cap at the 621,000 from Matt Ryan. I'm telling you, they're doing some finagling because of this right here. I'm gonna show you guys. You see the second apron space? We got $500,000 left. That's why I thought they would give more of this to Shamet. So yeah, we got $500,000 left. But I think the roster is complete though, because we got 14 spots. 2 two-ways, right? No, 3 two-ways. Right. So yeah, we still got one more roster spot. So what the Knicks can do, realistically, they could wait till like March or late February and sign one of these guys to a regular contract. That $500,000 you see here, they could give part of that $500,000, this right here, to one of these two-ways. Whether it be Toppin, I doubt it'd be Toppin, but McCullough, I'm not sure when Kevin McCullough comes back, but if he does come back and he looks healthy and he's hooping, they could easily give that $500,000 to him, right? Or even give it to Boo Buie if they wanted to, right? So pretty interesting contract stuff. So that's the whole Matt Ryan bit. That's how he got back with the Knicks, right? I'm gonna move past that. Where are we on time? Okay, we got good time. Let me see where I want to go next. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hey, how do I get the Knick Muse? Okay, cool. So I'm going to pull up. Hey, hold on. Where's the Mitch Robinson joint? Could have sworn I had a Mitch. Hold on. I want to talk. There's an article talking about Mitch. I don't see it. All right, I'm gonna jump into this. I did a poll the other day. When we get to Word in the Street, I'll talk about it. Right. Knicks December was easy as expected with one game left before things get tougher. Now, I did a poll asking about the Boston Celtics and whether or not you think we could catch them because they got a very tough schedule. And I saw the Pacers game they played last night and they lost that game. But I saw that game and I'm like, ooh, Celtics looking like food. Now, granted, they did not have KP and Holiday. But at this point, do you care who you have and who you don't have? A lot of teams are banked up. But how you guys think we'll fare? Do you think that we can catch Boston? I'm going to talk about the poll a little later because I want to save that for Word on the Street. But I think that the Knicks are going to go on a run, right? Because when we look at the games, like even though December's over, right? Tonight, Washington, I think, can be a win. But then we got Utah. January 1st, New Year's Day in the Garden. Remember, we owe them. That's one of the revenge games I have circled on the calendar. We got to get the Utah game. Then we got OKC. We could drop that because it's in OKC. We might drop that, might win that. I don't know. But then we got Chicago, Orlando again, Toronto again. Those could be 3 wins. Then we got Oklahoma City. So, yes, January gets tougher, but the beginning of January is kind of like food too. I think every team we got in the next 10 games we can see realistically. Not to say we're going to win every game, but OKC we might split the OKC. I don't see us if we beat OKC twice. Oh yeah, this is some real championship stuff going on. But if we could get at least one win against OKC, I can live with that. But Boston, and you know what? I'm gonna talk about Boston right quick. Boston is getting ready to go on one of these crazy runs. Hold on, let me pull them up right quick. Now, Boston Celtics, they're dealing with some injuries. Definitely, I think every one of their losses, they've been missing players. Like, I don't think no one's ever beat them straight up. Not even Cleveland. And I could pull it up right quick. So this is the Cleveland Celtics game. I don't think I'm at 100 on the Celtics being healthy. I'll check it out. Let's check it out real quickly. But a lot of their losses, I know for a fact they didn't have every. See, look, Sam Hauser, right? So this was without Jaylen Brown. So to be fair, right, the Celtics really haven't lost a game when they're full strength. But they're not full strength. That's a problem. So because they're not full strength and they're getting ready to go see, I'm going to pull up their full schedule. They're getting ready to go see, right? After Toronto, right? Listen to the list. And even this Toronto game is going to be tough. By the way, I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics lose to Toronto. I saw, I'm not sure if it was the first game they played against Toronto, second game, I don't know. But I saw a game earlier this season against the Toronto Raptors and the Celtics, and the Toronto Raptors was robbed of the game. That's when RJ had the triple-double, right? And they didn't call the travel on Tatum. They were robbed. I saw that. And so Toronto might win this game. Let me see who's going to be out real quickly. Not that I know this is a Knicks show, but I like to do, this is how I do my homework. And I know what to expect. Hold on, my internet's a little laggy right now. Hold on. Let me see how do you get the first? I think if I click that. Yeah, okay, there we go. So look, this is who's going to play. See, okay, so KP and Drew Holiday game time decisions. So if these two guys are playing, yeah, Boston's going to get the win. RJ Barrett is out. Oh, I take it back. Yeah, RJ is out and Quickly's out. Yeah, they're not going to win. Yeah, Toronto's not winning that game. Yeah, they're not winning that game. Yeah. So the Celtics going to get the Toronto game, right? For sure, guaranteed. Now, Minnesota, unless they rest Holiday and Porzingis and get caught lacking again, which is also a possibility. But they got Minnesota, Houston, OKC, Denver, Sacramento trying to do something. They're trying to do something. Pelicans are... But yeah, during this next stretch of games, up until January 7th, that's like 5 tough games, man. Right now, we on the Celtics' heels. We right there with them. I'm going to pull up the standings real quickly just to show you guys. I think that we have a great chance to catch. Look, we win the game. So tonight, we tie Boston. We win tonight, we tie. It's really that simple. Win tonight, tie with Boston well, no, we get a half a game. So we'll be a half game back, right? You'll still be a half game back. Bottom line is you right there. So you come within a half a game of Boston. Okay, cool. That's why tonight is a game we kind of have to win. Not that it's the end all be all, but yeah, you want to catch these Celtics. Put some pressure on the Cavs. Like, yeah, if you got a team that's gaining on you. What do you guys think about that? Let me check the chat. All right. You guys just rocking. Cool. You guys know I'm moving because I'm trying to make sure I catch the game. Right. So let me see where else I want to go. I'm gonna come back to Mikal. I'm gonna jump in the flagship because it's getting a little late. So the reason why most of you guys are here, can the Knicks have 3 All-Stars? Can the Knicks have 3 All-Stars? I am going to say yes. Why not? Why not? Why couldn't the Knicks send 3 All-Stars? Daily News, Christian Winfield, he put out an article asking the question, right? So I thought about it. I was like, Looking at, if I go back to the standings real quickly, right? The only team besides us in the East that has an argument for 3 All-Stars is Cleveland. Right? And it could be Mobley, Garland, Mitchell. I don't really see Mobley, but it's a possibility, right? Boston, Tatum, Brown. Us, Knicks. If Mikal has his scoring, because we do the Knicks in 10 show, right? So by the next Knicks in 10 show, I assume, or I don't want to say assume, I'm going to say I predicted, I try not to use that word, but I predicted that Mikal Bridges will be averaging around 20 points a game. If Mikal can get his average up to 20 points a game, the Knicks can get to like sustain a second seed in the East ahead of Boston. It's possible. It's definitely possible. Now, the last time we had 3 All-Stars was 94 with Ewing, Oakley, and Starks. How many of you guys remember that? 1994, right? Ironically, the year that Jordan wasn't there. Also, ironically, the Bulls had 3 All-Stars too. Interesting times. I can't remember if there was injuries. I don't feel like looking into it, but kind of interesting, right? But the key thing to note, if we do get 3 All-Stars, the last time we did have the 3 All-Stars, we went to the finals. Maybe there's a connection there. I did have a list. Let me see if I could get to it right quick. I did have a list of teams that had 3 All-Stars. I don't think it's a complete list, but it's kind of interesting when you look at it, right? I mean, having 3 All-Stars, you have to have one hell of a team because you don't really see it happen that often. Some teams may be lucky to get 2, let alone 3. Let me see. Hold on. Pull up this list right quick. By the way, get the likes up if you just joined. This is This Week Inside the New York Knicks. We are now talking about the flagship topic. Can the Knicks get 3 All-Stars? Let me know what you guys think in the chat as well as I pull up this list. So, okay, cool. So we had the OKC Thunder, 2012, Durant, Westbrook, Harden. I think that was the year they also went to the finals too. Right? Of course, the Detroit Pistons in 2008. Definitely, I don't think they went to the finals in 2008, but they did have, they big 4. 2005, San Antonio, Duncan, Ginobili, Parker. 2011, the Miami Heat, LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh. Right? Golden State 2017, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green. Right? I talked about the Bulls, 94. So, hey, man, some great teams had, 3 All-Stars, man. Why not? The Pistons had 4. And they definitely didn't win in 2008. But they were a good team. Let me see you guys. Knicks need to handle what's in the front of them. Don't worry about the other teams' records until after All-Star break. Good point. Knicks will be champs. I'm not really worried about other teams. I just want to pass Boston. I'm gonna keep it real. Because when's the last time? All right, so Knicks will be champs. Here's the logic, right? When's the last time we've ever been first place in the East? Think about that. I think it was the Melo team. I don't think we finished first, but like we were like top. We was up there. So like finishing first, like everyone talks about, like Dusty was saying on the Knicks call-up show, right? And I'm gonna do the show scheduling after I do this topic. But Dusty was trying to say, you guys haven't really done nothing. Boston has been going to the playoffs and doing all these things. So for me, getting to that, surpassing Boston in standings is major, right? It really shows that a team that is the brand new team in the conference, right? That with new players, we passed Boston in the stand. Even if it's not for the season, just to do it once in the season is hella impressive. Right? It's hella impressive that this team is gelling so well so early. Yes, part of it is we've been fortunate not to have injuries. But yeah, I think it's worth noting. Yes, Pippen won All-Star MVP that game. Yo, Knicks will be champs, man. You know your stuff. You definitely know your stuff. How do you guys remember that game? I actually remember that game. I remember Pippen winning All-Star. Of course, I don't remember every detail, but I do remember Pippen winning All-Star. And I was kind of mad about that. But yeah. That's a whole nother topic. Yeah, I was a really like young, passionate Knicks fan that really just disliked Chicago. Everything about Chicago. Let me see. Did you know that Rodman days with the Bulls, he was the league leading rebound and was never an All-Star? Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, he definitely was the league leading rebounder. And that's kind of crazy when you think about that. Rodman wasn't an All-Star with the Bulls. That's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, the last time New York. Yeah, we ended the season with first in the East. But I'm just talking about just getting there. Forget ending the season. That's incredible, right? But like, yeah, 93 for sure. And that 93 team was also good. I like the 92 team. Yeah, I like those teams. I like those teams. Yeah, 93 team was really good though. Argument could be made that like that might have been like the best regular season team in the 90s for the Knicks was the 93 team. Argument could be made. I'm not saying it is, but we can argue that if we wanted to. Bottom line, I think that the Knicks getting 3 All-Stars is very, very beneficial. Oh, by the way, speaking of All-Stars, do you guys vote? Man, hopefully you guys are voting every single day. The poll is open every day. Don't just vote one time, right? Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Vote every day. If you go to NBA.com, right? Go to NBA.com. Of course, I do think you need to have a ID, an NBA ID, but if you don't got one, you can make one real quickly. It doesn't take long, right? When you go there, all you got to do is click on All-Star, right? And of course, this is from the computer, right? And then you just cast your vote. Click that, cast your vote. Bam. See that? Bam. Every day. And I, not that I got to tell you how to vote or who to vote, but, make sure this is what I do. I vote for the West, but on the Eastern Conference, I only select Knicks. You should not vote for nobody else on the East. We got the most fans. It's time to get out there and vote so we can get at least 2 All-Stars out there. We should have 2 All-Stars starting, but let's at least get 2 in the game. I think that, like I said, for Mikal to get there, the Knicks are going to have to really be successful, the 1-2 seed, and he's going to have to get over 20 points a game. He has to. If Mikal can do that, I don't really care about the defensive efficiency numbers. Yeah, okay, he's not as efficient as you would want, but at the same time, yeah, that brother, he does a lot on the floor, and I think he's more than well of deserving to get an All-Star bid. Right, so make sure you guys get your voting. Let me know what you guys think about the 3 All-Stars. I think it's possible, right? And I think it's important. The one time we had the 3 All-Stars, we went to the finals. You see, I read off some of the other teams that had 3 All-Stars and some of the things that they were able to do. It's just a symbol of success, and I really value it. Not that you're going to win a championship per se, but a lot of these guys do go to the finals, right? And we have one of the better teams in the league. I don't care what nobody has to say. All of our shortcomings and trouble we had primarily has been due to, like, these guys are brand new. It's a new team. So what they're doing to me is just hella impressive. Hella impressive. You know what? Let's jump into the Nick of the week, okay? Let's jump into the Nick of the week. So I got to scroll up because I just did flagship, right? All right, bet. So, drum roll, please. This week's Nick of the Week is none other, once again, the captain 2 weeks in a row, Jalen Brunson. Now, listen, I might have to create a no Jalen Brunson rule because he's getting to his last year bag and he's really doing it big, okay? 28.5 points during this week stretch, 8.5 assists, 1.25 steals. The brother is balling. Only thing was missing was a little bit more efficiency shooting. 2 of the games he was uber efficient, but the other games he wasn't really that efficient shooting. Bottom line is some of his stat lines. We know about the 55 points, right? 55 and 9 on 18 of 31 shooting, right? We know about the 26 and 9 with 2 steals on 11 and 21 shooting against Orlando, turning it up towards the end of the week because prior to that, I thought Mikal could sneak off with it. Mikal had the 41 against the Spurs, right? Cat had the 12 and 12. Toronto was the OG Cat game, but Jalen Brunson, arguments could be made. He had 2 of the players of the games because I also get players of the games, but I did give Josh Hart player of the game in Orlando because I just felt like he deserved it with his heart and his hustle and having to score. But this brother Jalen Brunson, man, I think I'm gonna create the rule, man. No Jalen Brunson. I'm just gonna let the other guys vie for Nick of the Week. At least, you know what I do? Brunson still can be in it, just not 2 weeks in a row, because this is his second week in a row, and I think Brunson's getting ready to go on a crazy run. So JB, Definitely Nick of the week, New York City. Salute to JB doing his thing, man. Yeah, like the captain's supposed to. I'm gonna jump in the word on the street because we getting close to game time. Getting close to game time. By the way, guys, if there's anything else you might have thought you missed or things you want to check out, you can go to thisweekinsidetheknicks.com. By the way, before I even move forward, I said I was going to do this. This is the upcoming show schedule, guys. Of course, today the 12:30 at 6 p.m. Even though I tried to do it at 5:45, I couldn't get to the computer. But we got a good hour, and this is This Week Inside the Knicks. This is every Monday at 6 o'clock. Sometimes I might do it at 5:45, but definitely by 6 o'clock on Mondays, you can catch the podcast. This Friday, once again, at 10:45 p.m., we got the Knicks call-up show. All right. Salute to everybody that be calling up. Salute to my man Nick 100, Dorkosaurus Rex, Keith Watkins out of the ATL, but from New York. Salute to everybody that calls up. My man Simon, of course. My man Ron from Baltimore. Right? Salute to Ron. His first time calling it. Yo, the Knicks call-up show, a show for the fans. Just express yourself. It's probably the only show that really gives you the freedom. Like, sometimes we be on the phone 10 minutes. I'll let you guys rock, as long as we don't got no other calls, and it's a topicless show. The topic is the fans, and for you guys to voice your concerns. And we talked about everything from Randall to the trade to, the ops, Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Where do we stand against them? The Boston Celtics. The conversation is so good. That's why the show is so good, because the conversation takes us in a lot of different interesting places, and we don't have no clue where we're going to go. So definitely check that out. And of course, like I said, Monday, 6 o'clock. So next Monday, January 6th. Wow, that's crazy. New Year's. Yeah, Happy New Year's too, by the way. Happy New Year's, guys, because I won't see you guys again until after the New Year's. So definitely Happy New Year's to you and your family. Hopefully you guys had a happy holiday season. Then we, of course, the Knicks call up Friday. Now, I might sneak in a Thursday Knicks call up too, just to test the water out. I'll let you guys know. But you'll see any change I make to the schedule, you'll see it. And most of these videos, once again, are in the live section of the video. So this is just the upcoming programming, right? And then I'm gonna jump in the word on the street so we can get to the game, because I need to watch this game, and I think it's gonna be a good game. Let me see. Knicks will be champs 60. Knicks were 60-22 that year. You talking about 93? Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, that was probably one of the best regular season Knicks teams we've seen. Even though they didn't go the furthest, that 93 team was serious. All-star game is too offensive centered. The leading rebounder, shot blocker, steals, and assists. Players should be all-stars. Okay. You know what? Knicks will be champs. I think that's just like a game problem too. I think people just don't see the game like that. I think they see the game through the lens of offense and points. Right? Like, points is important, but it's more to the game. Like, you see Jalen Brunson 28.5, but he also got the 8.5 assists with the 1.25 steals. And then, not to mention, in the Wizards game, had to drop 55 to keep us in the game. So there's a lot of factors that go into, the game more so than scoring. But scoring is always going to be overvalued because, a lot of people only care about points. How many points you scored. For me, yeah, I look at points, but first off, before I even look at your points, did you win the game? Some people would rather get 40 and lose and than 20 and win. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to win the game. By the way, salute to the members that, seen my some of my basketball clips. I put up 2 clips, and my job on the team, I am the defensive specialist, and I'm like a coach on the floor. I'm like a Bill Russell out there. I literally direct traffic, tell dudes what to do, just constant communication, right? And then if I get buckets, like I do get buckets, that's secondary. Like, my job is to get my guys going and defend at a high clip and communicate. That's my role on the team. So I value a lot more, like Josh Hart. Like, to be honest, Josh Hart is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. He can score when you need him to, right? He's not the greatest defender, but he hustles and he plays defense, and his effort on the glass, he has a high motor. So yeah, I'm riding with you. Knicks will be champs. I'm riding with you. So let me get the word on the street real quickly, and then we'll probably call it a day there. Oh, I gotta look at power rankings real quickly. Let's look at the power rankings. I forgot about the power rankings. Okay, so this is ESPN. I didn't get a chance to get Bleacher Report. Sorry about that. I think we're rated. I don't remember where we rated. I think we're in top 5 in Bleacher Report. Right, but okay, so this is ESPN. So we got the Cavs number 1. Took Boston's spot, by the way. Boston number 2. OKC number 3. So in reality, OKC should be number 2. I'm gonna keep it real. Memphis number 4, don't got a problem with that. Houston number 5, don't got a problem with that. Knicks number 6. By the way, salute to the Knicks for getting into the top 6 on ESPN's power rankings. Now, once again, this came out early in the week. So next week, especially if we win this game tonight, this came out on Christmas. So next week, if we win this game, especially if we win tonight, we should be ranked higher on the power rankings. So, ESPN holding it down. Last year, I had some issues with the power rankings. This year, way better. I mean, way better. Like Golden State, they got them up out of here. They dropped Dallas. Milwaukee was climbing, but they slowly falling back. Orlando was great ranking, but, they got injuries and issues. Denver, another team, like the push back. LA Clippers. So, I'm feeling the rankings this year. I think they're doing a really good job. Not just because the Knicks is number 6, but just even when you look at the other teams and where they're ranked, I don't have an issue with it. Like they've been pretty much on the money. Then word on the street, we'll end it on this. Let me see. So word on the street. Right, I ain't get a chance to talk about the Spurs game. No worries. I wanted to give a salute to Wemby because Wemby invited fans to go play chess with him at, I think, Washington Square Park. I'm not sure what park. I can't remember the park, but and there's a couple of people showed up in the rain, and Wemby showed up. He didn't cancel, he didn't punk out. Let me see where I want to start. I start here. All right, so last night game was a nice win for the Knicks, but it wasn't without its shortcomings. The hobbled Toronto Raptors managed to cut into a huge Knicks lead and score 43 points in the fourth quarter. Is this a significant area of concern? I'm gonna say they'll be all right. Stop tripping. 52% of Knicks fans agree with that. 26% say yes, the Knicks defense isn't there yet. And no, and then 22% say no, the defense will hold up. I agree. They'll be all right. Stop tripping. Even with the Washington Wizards game, I think people were reading too much into it. Like the negative naysayer people. Boston has had bad games. OKC has had bad games. All of the top teams in the league has had games that make you think like, damn, are they really the top team? So I'm not really tripping off of stuff like that. Here's another poll I did. Is it possible for the Knicks to have the 3 All-Stars? That's what we're talking about right now. That's what we talked about earlier. I'm going to say yes if they keep winning games. 69% of Knicks fans agree that the Knicks have a strong possibility of getting 3 All-Stars. 28% says no, just 2 max. 3% say they don't know. And then, this is the Boston Celtic question I was talking about earlier as well. The Knicks are nearing the end of the easy stretch, right? And the Celtics are about to go on their challenging road West Coast stretch. Do you think the Knicks will surpass the Celtics after their road trip? Right? I'm going to say yes. 77% of the voters so far. So if you didn't vote on these polls, go vote on them. They're live in the community section. Once again, this is the upcoming programming. So be right here again next week, Friday, 10:45 p.m. I want to thank you guys for rocking with me. Oh, by the way, salute the Knicks 100 in the building. Let me see. Did you see the 3 All-Stars versus the Wizards? No star. I sure didn't. Knicks 100, man. You got to go back and rewind, man. Everybody has had a bad game. You talk about the Cavs. Didn't the Cavs lose to Atlanta? The Cavs lost to somebody twice. And that team they lost to wasn't a world-class team. Everybody goes through lulls, right? Yeah, they lost to the Hawks. So are we saying that the Hawks are better than the Cavs? Everybody goes through lulls. Look, and they had their whole team. Everybody has moments like this. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you trying to say, Knicks 100? We won the game. That's all that matters. We won the game. So yeah, the Hawks beat us twice. But do you want to see who the Hawks lost to? By the way, Knicks 100, man. Make sure you call in this Friday, man. I love having the contrarian views. The Hawks got smacked. Well, they didn't get smacked by the Spurs, but they lost to the Spurs. They lost to the Bucks. They got smacked by the Nuggets, right? They got smacked by the Bulls. Like, what are we saying? Everybody has losses that look bad, you know? Let's not try to be too hard on ourselves. And yeah, the Hawks, they got a good record. But based off differential, we'll see how real they are. We'll see how that holds up. They do got some good wins on their resume. I can't front on the Hawks. Let me see. Knicks in the first team in NBA history to have 4 players score 40 points in the game before January. Yo, Knicks will be champs. Thank you. Thank you for that. Salute to the chat, by the way. By the way, salute to all you guys. Knicks 100. Salute to Knicks will be champs 25-26. Salute to all the people that tuned in. Coach, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Salute to PD, Crimes Dad. Salute to everybody that tuned in, man. I do appreciate the love and support. That's all for this podcast. So until next time. Go. Yeah.